In December 2024, I decided to start one of the biggest projects of my life. I also decided to publish the entire journey on YouTube and called myself Cringe on Camera.
If you're new here, welcome. Hi, I'm Nabil and this is my passion project. Now I'm on a mission to fulfill my 14-year-old dream and 3D print a fully wearable, life-size Iron Man suit. I'm also going to attend Comic-Con in Abu Dhabi 2025. And I'm so grateful for you 138 awesome souls that have subscribed to my channel. Let's go!
Yeah, well, toys are everywhere. Hi, bug. Right, now 70% of the suit is printed and sitting in this box over here. Well, not exactly assembled, just printed. So all the pieces, I just temporarily put them together with some tape. And yeah. What's this? Oh, looking sweet. Looking neat. So ladies and gentlemen, allow me to present Plastic Man. I know this looks like a giant Lego explosion at the moment, but trust me, I promise it's getting there. As you can see, some of these pieces are really taking shape, albeit with a bit of sellotape. So yeah, Plastic Man is all here in its glory.
So this video is just a quick update on where I am at the moment and the build progress. Mainly, we're going to focus on the plastic welding of all of those parts that were previously sliced and diced. And there's still a lot left to do, and at the time of this recording, we are 1 month away from Comic-Con. Dude, you mean to tell me that you're going to weld the entire suit here on camera? Like everything, all of those pieces that were previously cut? Nah man, no ways. The entire suit here on camera. You guys will just click away. But I will, however, include a small section for my nerd squad if you guys want to see how that's done. So the legs. The legs are printing now, and man, let me tell you, this file is huge. Well, not the file, just the actual model that's 3D printing. Look at it, look at the model compared to my face. Well, that says a lot about my face or my legs. Anyway, I done what any reasonable, maybe slightly obsessed maker would do, and I went hunting for a larger printer. Not that I need it right now or the world will end kind of hunt, but more like a casual stroll through the Facebook Marketplace. Facebook Marketplace, that sounds better. Just to see, you know what, if there's something that I like there, convince myself that I don't really need it. Enter the Artillery Sidewinder X1. We have a 300 by 300 millimeter build plate, which is nice. But what I really wanted this machine for was its 400 beautiful millimeters of Z real estate. I mean, I can print 400 millimeters high, which is perfect. Reason being is I really did not want to cut up the legs too much like how I did with the chest and the abs, because the legs have a lot more detail going on and I just didn't want to do more welding and sanding, because the more welding and joining I need to do, that means the more sanding I need to do. Now, this guy is running stock firmware, which means for this build at least, it's the only downside. I was this close to converting into Clipper, in fact a phone call away because I didn't have a Raspberry Pi on hand, but I managed to control myself because honestly I just don't have time to tinker with software, firmware and configurations at the moment. We just need the suit done. This is the upper thigh, and just to give you some context, it takes 25 hours and 36 minutes. That is 1 day, 1 hour plus half an hour more. If you are not a nerd, this section will be boring for you. You don't want to learn about plastic welding? Skip ahead. So, plastic welding for my nerd squad as promised. Now, plastic welding is basically the art of convincing two pieces of plastic that they were meant to be together. Much like a romantic comedy, but with a lot more heat and pressure and a few less awkward misunderstandings. Now, instead of using super glues and epoxies, which eventually give up on life on pieces like these here, plastic welding melts the edges together just enough to fuse them into one solid piece essentially. Now there are many ways to do this. Hot air welding, something like using a tiny hairdryer. Friction welding, similar to the process of rubbing two sticks together. This time we're going to be using plastic. Ultrasonic welding, which is sound waves that shake things up literally. But in my case, I'll be using a plastic welder. Honestly, it's just a glorified soldering iron with a few different settings here. You can see high, low, obviously off. But I love the convenient accessories that it comes with. So mainly I'll be using this one for most of the work. But I love that it comes with this little cute thing here. It's so cute. It's got like an iron shape. I love it because when we get to parts with a lot of detail, like this forearm piece here, I would like to spot weld parts on the outside as well. Most of the welding will be done from the inside, but I would like to do some spot welds just to make sure it doesn't come apart or break. So yeah, essentially a soldering iron with a few dress-up bits. Other tools that will come in handy, a lighter or a blowtorch, just to help with some of the stringy bits that gets left behind with printing, like this guy. A pair of pliers. Now if you don't know what a plier does, you have a problem. Leave it in the comments. I'm joking, we're here to help. And a deburring tool. I absolutely love this tool. Now a deburring tool, if you don't know, it's basically like the cleanup crew of machining. So if you have like a drilled hole, it will have some edges, you can just clean it up here. I like to use it to clean up some of the excess material. Absolutely awesome, nice and satisfying process. Get a deburring tool. Screwdriver to change the tips, and that's basically about it. Now, this plastic welder soldering iron thingy came with a few awesome accessories. This is a wire mesh, which will come in handy for fusing large parts together, also multiple small parts. A scuffing pad. This part is absolutely essential. I love this little one. You can buy more on Amazon. When you have two parts like this that need to be fused together as flat as possible, we can use the scuffing pad to just scuff it up, make it more flat, and join the two together. I like to use cable ties as filler material. Cable ties are basically made out of nylon, which makes them really strong. Now if we fuse these two pieces together, I like to just come in here with a cable tie and just melt it in and smear it on, as you'll see in a second. Having said that, let's jump right into plastic welding this piece. The first step is we want to make these edges as flat as possible so that when they meeting together we don't have any trouble lining them up. What really worked quite cool was the scuffing pad. It's like a fine grit sandpaper. So with PLA, especially a dark color like this, if you have to scuff up this here, it will basically change color. It'll give you like this white or grayish, like a dust coat. That's basically, you know, it's done and ready to be welded. Just gonna go ahead and do this one. Right, these pieces are now all set, ready to be welded. Step number 2 is to hold these pieces together and keep them perfectly aligned and straight edge to edge so that we can obviously weld them and it does not alter the geometry of the part. I like to use clamps for this step, but I don't have any clamps at the moment, so I'm just going to use some tape. Hold it as steady as you can. Let the tape get in there and then just fold it at the back. Once I got it in place, knowing that the tape is not going to move, I'm going to make a weld mark just here like a spot so that you can hold it. And then we're going to go around all over just creating these spots. And then we just basically go, once the part is aligned, we go along making these little melted stitches. Oh man, I feel like a plastic surgeon. So now the piece is holding. I don't need this tape anymore. Some more stitches. We will be folding this in and adding some filler material to make it much stronger. There he is. Now for this part of the suit, this is the lower back. Now obviously there will be some sort of a gap here. I don't like to plastic weld on the outside unless I really need to. Now I'm gonna go ahead in here and add this cable tie here, which will melt it in. And as I mentioned before, cable ties are nylon, so that's gonna just be extra strong. Please make sure to wear a mask if you're going to be using cable ties. Burning nylon, not a very nice smell. I also like to keep some of my support material from other prints, because now what I can do is come in with the iron here, hold this little tree guy, and then I'm just going to melt him in. In that way, I'm not wasting any material and I'm just using the same PLA. Now we can definitely go ahead and neaten it up and clean it up and smooth it a bit more, even if I put that other tip on. we can smoothen it out a bit. But you get carried away real quick, and this is an opportunity to waste time because it's just so therapeutic. So basically that is what plastic welding is all about. Now, as I mentioned before, this piece here is the lower back of the Iron Man suit, and I'm trying my level best not to weld on this side here because then I'll really have to smooth it out a lot. I will, however, be filling this with some wood filler and primer, so we're not going to be seeing it. So thank you, Nerd Squad. Glad you guys stayed for this part. I'm basically going to do this for the rest of the suit and all of the parts that were previously cut up.
So yeah, I really wanted to get way more done. Yeah, there was just simply no time. Life gets hectic, and trying to balance the equations between work, school rounds, and just making time for the family, also studying. So yeah, there was just not enough time to get all of that done. Speaking of responsibilities and work, how cute is this? So my son has a class pet, and it's his responsibility this week, or rather this weekend. Meet Lala. So we have to take Lala out wherever we go. So guys, this is Lala. In the comments, please say hi to Lala. It's a giraffe, the class pet. So please do subscribe to the channel, guys. I mean, this is becoming real fun. I'm doing real content creator stuff. I've always admired how people actually make these vlogs while driving, and seriously, it is so cool. It's still a bit awkward, but I need the numbers to go up, if you know what I mean. When the numbers go up, it motivates me to make more stuff like this, but it also inspires others that they can also start from wherever they are. And that's very important. There's a story that I want to share, not in this video, but definitely in the next one. So please look out for the next short. It's a very dear story, dear to my heart, quite touching and a little bit emotional, but it has to do with 3D printing and hobbies in general. So please do check that out. And yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe. Please leave a comment. Let's engage. I would love to know if you guys have ever tried vlogging. And those of you that 3D print, what has been your worst failure? Thank you so much for staying till the end. Remember, guys, use what you have and start now.